are you both today?
Fine, thank you. A bit warm here on campus, isn't it?
It certainly is, isn't it? And I wonder if it's warm where all our viewers are today. Good morning, everybody out there in the OU ether. We're here this morning with on the first day one of President and Deputy President for 2018 to 2020. Very exciting time for the Students' Association. Very exciting time, I'm sure, for themselves.
Definitely.
And I hope it's a really exciting time for you at home there as well, or wherever you are watching, whether you're watching it live or watching it back. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get to know our President and Deputy President a little bit better over the next few minutes, 10 minutes, however long. We'll just see how we go, shall we? We've got some quick fire questions for you, and then we're going to ask some more in-depth questions about your role themselves and what that means for the students out there. But first of all, can you please tell me, we'll start with Kath first, what was your role in the last term and what is your role now?
In the last term, I was the faculty rep for STEM, that's science, technology, engineering and mathematics. I mustn't get in there with my acronyms. And I'm now the president.
Whee! And Steph?
So my previous role was Vice President Community, which was freshers and meetups, societies, clubs, all friendly studenty stuff. And now I am Deputy President. A bit more serious.
Very exciting. So we're going to ask some of that. I'm sure you've seen on social media, we do some of the hashtag tough questions.
Tough questions.
Tough questions, very tough. Very, very tough. And viewers at home can play along if you'd like. Let's go straight in with cooked or continental breakfast. I can only take your first answer.
Cooked, provided enough veggie options.
Cooked, same. I like the veggie options. too,
Really?
yeah.
Bit of a veggie sausage, bit of Linda McCartney,
Bit of a veggie.
bit of a veggie.
Mushrooms.
Oh,
Hash browns,
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you the hash browns. I'm not sure on the mushrooms. You can keep the
tomatoes.
mushrooms.
We have everything.
And what about with that breakfast? Tea or coffee?
Cup of tea. Just got into tea.
Depends how late a night I had last night. Coffee probably in those sets.
And what's your favourite biscuit to dunk in said tea or coffee?
A nice ginger nut.
Can't beat a dark chocolate digestive.
Dark chocolate digestive. Ooh, okay. Are you adventurous or cautious?
I wouldn't be doing this if I was cautious.
Adventurous.
And are you night owls or early risers?
Night owl.
I'm a bit of both. In fact, Steph and I are often the first people at
Yes,
breakfast, so I think
yeah.
we're both a bit
And
of both,
last
actually.
people at night.
You just don't sleep.
4 or 5 hours sleep.
Mm.
And when it comes to your studies, are you into the handwritten or the typed notes?
Typed always. No one can read my handwriting.
Neither. I underline, I highlight, I annotate on printed material and on the books.
And are you last minute crammers or do you plan ahead?
Neither, in fact. I definitely am not last minute. I hate last minute, but I'm not a planner. I just work ahead.
I plan everything. I have to-do lists. I'm bullet journaling now. That's a new thing I've got into. So
Bullet journaling?
yes.
What's
so
that?
What is that?
So it's a way of creatively being able to plan everything.
You obviously spend a lot of time in Milton Keynes. You had done previously. You will probably spend even more time, maybe more time than you'd like in Milton Keynes from now on. But is it a good place to visit, yes or no?
If you like roundabouts, yes, there's loads of them.
I only tend to come here for OU things, so I think the OU campus is lovely. There were some quite nice pubs and a nice curry house I've discovered nearabouts, but if I was choosing a holiday destination, I'm afraid it wouldn't quite hit the top slot.
No, we haven't really got any. Probably
It
not. We'll
feels
just
more
leave
like
that
a
there,
second
shall we?
home
Leave that
rather
there.
than a place to visit now, doesn't it?
Second home, well, I'm not surprised. The amount of time you both spent here. So, let's get down to business, shall we? That's the fun out of the way, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Kath, why is it such an important time at the Open University?
Well, we've got so many changes happening. I mean, the one that I think most students are aware about is the curriculum review, and people are usually seeing that as quite a few modules being cut, but also some new qualifications being brought in. So, although it's a bit of a worrying time in some respects, it can also be quite exciting with the new options. We've also got new things coming in like degree apprenticeships, and the OU are really, really keen as well to be looking to do more to support students to succeed and to promote having an academic community. So I think we're seeing lots and lots of changes. Change is always worrying, but I think it could be a very exciting time as well.
And why is the role of president so important?
I think the first thing I have to say is it isn't the president in isolation. I mean, Steph's going to talk a little bit more, I think, about our Central Executive Committee. we work as a team. We've obviously got the staff team in the office, like you and all the other lovely people here. We've got loads of other people, our representatives, our central committee representatives, learning experience representatives. I'm not going to try and list them all because I'll undoubtedly miss some out and then offend someone. So it is a big team effort. None of us will work on their own. But the idea with the president, obviously, is that the president's responsible for taking the lead in representing the student views to the university, looking at external engagement, and so on. As with any team, the leader is an important part of it, but the whole team together is really what gets things done.
And that leads us on nicely, actually, to a question for Steph about how you see the role of Deputy President.
So I see the role of Deputy President as more of a supportive role. So I deputise for the President when needed. I'll be sitting on certain OU committees. There's the volunteering aspects. The volunteering now falls within that remit, and representation of research students, the students that are based on campus. But I see it as not only supporting the President, but supporting the CC as a whole as well. And I'm hoping that I can make this role quite student-facing as well, because it would help students to feel that the CC are more approachable.
Mm. And actually, you're both pros at this, because the next question is about the CEC. Can you tell us a little bit more about this CEC and who they are and what they do?
So it consists of President, Deputy President, OU Council member, and there's Vice Presidents. For example, Equal Opportunity, Student Support. We've got a new Student Voice one, Media and Campaigns, Education, Administration. I've probably forgotten.
You've forgotten
one.
Community, Steph.
Oh, yes, Vice President Community is really important. And then you've also got the Area Association reps that represents the students in the nations, Republic of Ireland when we get to them, and Europe. And then you've got the faculty area representatives, which Kath was one, that cover all the different faculties. But we all have got different remits, but some of them at some of the time overlap, so we all support each other in different ways. So, yeah.
And CEC, very quickly, what does that stand for people out there that might not know?
Central Executive Committee.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's go on to talking a bit about student involvement. First one for Kath, what are some of the key issues that the new team will be concentrating on?
Well, I think one of the most important things is getting the student voice really embedded within the OU. There's some aspects of very, very good practice where they're very keen to actually work with students as part of the team and consult them genuinely. I really want to hear what they have to say. But we want that across the university. And otherwise, how on earth are they actually going to know how to do what's best for students? For us, I think we're very keen to try and increase our engagement with our members. We want to hear what you have to say, because otherwise, how can we represent you? So they probably be my top two at the moment. Plus, also, there are some general issues that are coming up very important. There's a big awareness overall of mental health as an issue within the university sector. That's something that I'm very keen that we'd be getting involved in, and I know that our VP Equality and Diversity, Cherry, is interested in that, and our VP Student Support is as well. So there are a few highlights. A lot of the work is inevitably you deal with what happens when it happens as well. So as
a little bit of firefighting along the way.
Yeah, a bit of firefighting.
And Steph, what are some of the key issues that you've picked up in your previous role, and some of those issues that you're going to take into concentrating on?
Issues around consistency of marking, and especially when it comes to EMAs, and the tutors might have their personal preferences. Students panic thinking, am I going to be marked down? Challenging an EMA result. There isn't a proper setup to be able to do that.
Oh, an exam result.
An exam results. And 120 credit modules. It's a lot for a student. It's supposed to be supporting part-time learning, but there are now 120 credit modules.
At postgrad, that is, isn't it?
Yes, at the postgrad. So that's concerning students at the moment.
The other one we picked up with postgrad as well was the way that the master's loan works. Unfortunately, OU students often have to pay their fees to the OU up front before they get all of the loan in, and that does seem a bit rotten, really, on them.
Which is stopping some students actually going for postgrad because they can't find that money up front.
So plenty of stuff to get our teeth into from today. And last question on this, Kath, how can students input into yourselves? How do they feed back to us? How can they share their views?
Well, we've got lots of ways of doing that. I mean, we've got things like our forums, like the Talk to Your Students Association forum. We do research within the association. We might actually directly contact people for that, or open specific forums to ask questions about specific things. we're quite easy to get in touch with on social media. We've got the association's page. Both Steph and I have long been quite, how shall I say, loud on Facebook.
Have we?
Yeah, in my case, Follow the Duck. You can certainly get in touch with me on my Facebook page, which I think we'll be adding to our information here. We might look in the future at doing our own consultations, in addition to the ones that the OU do. Another big one, of course, is just if you want to get yourselves a little bit involved. That makes it even easier to feed in. But apart from that, you can always contact any rep you come across. Doesn't have to be just people like us. If you know someone who's a learning experience rep, a community champion, a central committee representative, you can always feed things into there. And of course, very straightforwardly, you can email us.
Yes, and absolutely. And anybody that's watching right now has something they want to feed back to us, you can just pop it in the comments section on this video, and we'll pick that up and pass it on to the relevant rep and get back to you as soon as we can. Now, you've talked about some of the things already, some of the student issues that really kind of, grind your gears. What makes you mad, sad, and glad? And let's go to Steph first.
So what makes me mad, one of the issues is over alternative formats, so the printed material that gets sent out to students that need that sort of format. Often, unfortunately, comes 3 or 4 weeks after the module started, so students are already disadvantaged because of health reasons. They're struggling to start their modules because the printed material arrives late. And I've had personal experience with that, but heard a lot from other students. What makes me sad? What makes me sad, really? I think seeing that some students are concerned about curriculum cuts, and they're worried about whether the OU is going to be around because of the media footage earlier in the year about Save the OU. There's still students out there that are worried that they're not going to have their studies in a few years' time. So we need to reassure students out there. What makes me glad?
We end on the positives.
There's a whole list, but I think the main things is having the opportunity to study, seeing people that are studying, and it's made such a difference, a life-changing experience, and having the opportunity to do something that you might have put off or for personal reasons want to do it to stretch your mind. But seeing the results, the achieving each module pass, and that's what has been happening recently. Also the degree ceremonies which are coming up should be starting soon.
And Kath, same question, mad, sad and glad.
Mad, I'd have to say it's when the powers that be don't listen. And the big one has always been students are saying time and time again they don't like online only delivery, they want books, and we have people time and time again thinking they know what's best for us. That's one that's made me pretty mad, and I've been going on about this for a while. Sad, I think the fact that the number of the lifelong learners can't actually study anymore because the changes in government funding in England has meant that it's very, very expensive to do as a hobby if you're not getting a student loan. And I think lifelong learning is so important. And glad, well, Steph's actually said quite a lot of the one I was going to have. Cheat, always one like that. I think another thing I would say I was glad about as well as that then is that I think the fact that the OU is looking at how it can support more students to succeed now. I think that's a very welcome innovation.
Okay, great. As Kath mentioned earlier, we are going to pop onto the bottom of this video very, very soon by the powers, the ultimate digital powers that be. You should see all their contact details for Kath and for Steph somewhere down here-ish, somewhere here. It's a very vote for me. I don't want to leave Strictly. But their information is all here. We will also put it in the comments section, or at least on the description of this video as well. If you do want to get in touch with the Students' Association, who better than to get in touch with the Deputy President and the President? They want to hear from you. Please do look out for some more of these videos. Please get in touch with us. Follow us on social media. We're your friends, and we want to do what we can to help you. I'm Verity Robinson. I'm the head of student support here at the Students' Association. Just in case anybody was wondering who this person here was, who's she asking all these questions? But the important people are here to my left, and we're very much looking forward to working with all the new and existing CUC members, but also we're looking forward to hearing from you as students. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.